Welcome to Challenge Accepted with Jonah C. I'm your host, your mirror, your motivator. And today is not your typical episode because today, this is not just a podcast. This is your update notification. This is version 2.0. You might not have known it when you pressed play, but this is the sound of your old limitations cracking and your new self activating. So if you're here, it means one thing. You're done surviving and you're ready to start becoming. So are you ready? I am. I'm Jonah. I'm your person. Let's get to it. Welcome to the show. Before I dive into today's episode, I wanted to share a memory. When I first launched Challenge Accepted with Jonah C in January 2024, yes, we are still a baby podcast, but we level up every day. It was created with the intention of helping people from all over the world, from all walks of life, to be able to say, live, and breathe the Challenge Accepted mentality. To be able to say and believe, I've got this. I will do this. I've done it before. I will do it again. And being able to write shows to help strengthen that resolve, to help strengthen those goals, to help get people over the hump. But I will say the opposite was certainly true. Even I had fallen prey to a ho-hum mentality. Even I listened to the naysayers. I thought to myself, I'll never achieve this or that. And I listened to others that didn't have my best interest at heart. And I was just tired of being that person. I was tired of being surrounded by those that also walked that road. I wasn't tired of them per se, but being in a life of negativity, not consumed by it, but overpowering what I really wanted in life, I needed to overcome that and I needed a way to do it. But I thought to myself, there's got to be a whole bunch of other people out there going through the same thing. And that's how Challenge Accepted with Jonah C was born. And it was at a time that I needed to say to myself, screw this. I have to conquer my goals. I have to overcome my challenges. So in a nutshell, this is what the show is all about. Then and now. And since that time, I've learned so much. And with so many of you by my side, we have grown together through this journey. Your feedback, sharing your wins, following the show, sharing it with those that you think can use a pick-me-up, a level up, or a new way of thinking. And I just wanted to take just a second or two to say I appreciate you so much for helping to build the show and helping it to grow. And I thought it was time for a level up for Challenge Accepted with Jonah C. So I wrote this show with the intention of sharing that life continues. And unless we grow and even outpace what's happening around us, we will become stagnant. We will become complacent. And all the things I and so many of you will never become again. So now you know. So let's dive right in. For those of you who have followed the show from the beginning, thank you. Or those of you who have listened to the first episode, season 1, episode 1, also called Challenge Accepted, I described what the show was all about. But if you've listened to both shows, you'll notice the difference between the two. And that was version 1.0. This one, of course, is called 2.0. And I'm going to refer to that show as 1.0 as we continue on through this episode. So, version 1.0 is the version of you that knows better, but isn't doing better. It's the version that's always about to heal, about to commit, about to show up. Version 1.0 is the land of almost. And here's the trap. Almost feels like movement. You tell yourself, at least I'm thinking about it. At least I'm trying. But in reality, you're orbiting the same emotional neighborhood, never leaving the driveway. And it's sneaky. You look busy, you sound inspired, but you're still dragging the same excuses from week to week. And it's not that you're lazy, you're comfortable. And comfort, especially when unearned, is the slowest form of self-sabotage. So let's get real. Ask yourself, where am I almost? And where am I waiting for clarity, for permission, for motivation, when I know exactly what needs to be done? Almost is not the path to growth. It's a padded cell that looks like potential. And you deserve more than that. When I first started to write this show, this concept that I'm about to share with you really hit me hard. We update our phones more than we update our lives. Think about that. When your phone starts glitching, what do? Maybe you download a new system update. Maybe you turn it off because if you're like me, I never turn my phone off. But when your mindset starts glitching, when your confidence lags, when your peace crashes, what do? Most people try to slap on new goals onto old beliefs, and they chase different outcomes with the same outdated operating system. But real transformation, it's not cosmetic. It's code level stuff. Your beliefs are your code base. Your habits are your daily programming. Your emotional triggers, those are security breaches. If you don't rewrite the script, you'll keep reliving the same day with different headlines. Version 2.0 doesn't wait to feel different. It starts thinking different. It starts with the voice in your head when nobody's watching. It starts with the story you repeat to yourself about who you are and what you deserve. If that story isn't rooted in truth, then rewrite it. 2.0 deletes the lies. 2.0 runs on aligned, upgraded self-trust. Let me share something with you that rocked me to the core. Not long ago, a friend told me about an opportunity he'd turned down. It had everything: alignment, purpose, money, growth, and even the location was pretty snazzy. And he passed on it. And I asked him why. And he looked me in the eye and said, I didn't feel ready. Oh my God. That line haunted me because so many of my goals from my past never even got the courtesy of being written down on a piece of paper because I didn't feel ready. And here's the thing. Most of us live our lives that way, waiting until we feel ready before we move. But here's the truth. 2.0 doesn't wait on readiness. It responds to the call. That night, I stayed up journaling 2-3 hours, not reflecting, but I had to ask myself, what am I pretending to prepare for while secretly avoiding? The answers humbled me. I realized how often I wore the mask of strategy to avoid vulnerability, how I'd dressed fear up in the costume of caution. And that night was the line in the sand. I was done once again. That was the night I stopped waiting. That was the night I began living 2.0. Not because I felt different, but because I decided to be different. So let's get even deeper. Most people want breakthrough without breakdown. But healing is not optional if you want to rise. You cannot build a powerful future on a foundation that's cracked. Version 1.0 avoided pain. It distracted itself, numbed itself, pretended everything was fine. But you can't heal what you won't face. So here's the difference. If your 1.0 self avoided confrontation, Your 2.0 self has honest, clear conversations. If your 1.0 self buried emotions in hustle or distraction, your 2.0 self feels and transforms them. If your 1.0 self painted over pain with positive quotes, your 2.0 self does the messy excavation. This isn't about becoming flawless. It's about becoming whole. Shadow work isn't spiritual fluff. It's a powerful move because you can't repeat greatness if you won't repair your roots. All right. So let's drop the mic and pick up the map. Here's your level up blueprint. No fluff, just moves. Number 1, morning mastery. Before you scroll, before you reply, before you react, center yourself. 1 minute, eyes closed, and ask, how does 2.0 me move today? That's it. 1 minute can rewrite your entire trajectory. Number 2, start with 1 hour a day offline. No notifications, no noise. Learn how to be alone with your own frequency again. Number 3, your body is your battery. Move it. Doesn't matter how. Walk, lift, dance, stretch. Let your physical self catch up with your energetic self. Number 4, scan your circle. Who elevates you? Who distracts you? You don't need to cut people off, but you do need to reprioritize your energy. Number 5, 1 hour a day, minimum, building your next level. Writing, planning, creating, risking. Not scrolling, not researching, just building. 2.0 doesn't ask for time, it claims it. Now comes the hardest part. You cannot evolve and cling to who you were. To become version 2.0, you have to grieve version 1.0. And grieving isn't about sadness, it's about surrender. You'll have to let go of the jokes you used to make to hide your pain. Delete the habits that once protected you but now poison you. Unmask the persona that kept everyone else comfortable but left you suffocating. You are not here to be palatable. You are here to be powerful. This is identity collapse. And yes, it's uncomfortable. But that discomfort, that's the doorway. So stop negotiating with your old self. You're not here to protect 1.0. You're here to become 2.0. And growth is in the uncomfortable space. And this is where it all starts coming together. Right now, you're being invited into alignment. Not hype, not hustle, not performance. Alignment. And let me be real with you. Alignment isn't always pretty. It often looks like saying no to what your old self would have chased, choosing solitude over validation, choosing discipline without the dopamine. But those quiet moments, that's where your roots grow deep enough to hold your legacy. This is your cosmic contract to burn the blueprint built on fear and build one based on truth. Say it with me. I don't fear the challenge. I am the challenge. Let me share with you what the voice of version 2.0 might sound like for you. You are not broken. You're becoming. You're not too late. You're right on cosmic time. Version 2.0 isn't a fantasy. It's remembrance of who you've always been. Before the fear, before the doubt, before the silence made you forget your voice. Rise. Remember. Reclaim. Because the world doesn't change when you get louder. It changes when you get real. Before you go, don't just feel this. Live it. Here's your 2.0 ritual for the next 7 days. Number 1, every morning, say this out loud. I release version 1.0. I rise as my 2.0 self. Every night, ask yourself, did my actions match my 2.0 identity today? And then one time this week, do something that terrifies your 1.0 self. Post that thing. Speak that truth. Launch that idea. Then DM me. I want to hear what happened because you're not alone in this. And your story could unlock someone else. Let me leave you with this. You don't become 2.0. You remember it. You're already it. You're already ready. You just forgot. But the moment you accept the challenge, you wake up the version of you that's been waiting behind the curtain this whole time. And from this moment on, you never go back. So say it with me one last time. Challenge accepted. This is your host, Jonah C, and you just upgraded. I'll see you next week, not as who you were, but as who you choose to become. Stay bold, stay grounded, stay becoming. Have a powerful week. And join me next Tuesday when another show will drop. Be on the lookout for reels and promos that help the show on TikTok, Snap, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky. And don't forget to subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. For now, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming back, and have a great week.